Happy New Year, Aries. Welcome to your 2015 Runescope with me. My name is Amanda. As always, just a quick reminder to check out the video for your rising sign as well. That can give you a bit more information about other areas and issues you may be dealing with in 2015. Of course, if you want a reading only for you, you can drop me a line at the email address in this video or below this video to schedule an appointment for a private consultation. I do those on Skype. It's $65 for a 30-minute session. The new year can be a great time to schedule that, and it allows me to connect with your energy directly and really hone in on this very kind of vague blueprint in these general scopes, which are for thousands of people. I do my best, but a one-on-one consultation is always going to be more precise and exact for you. Also wanted to mention that I am thinking about offering an online rune class. So if that is something that you would be interested in, just drop me a line at the same email address and let me know. And if I decide to do it, the first one will probably be around February. And I'm just going to kind of gauge interest and see how many people would be interested in doing that. And so if you would let me know, and I will add you to that email list and send out the details when I have those all figured out. If you're already emailing me to set up an appointment, just mention in your email that you would also like details on the Rune class when they become available. But also wanted to thank all of you for liking, subscribing, and sharing my videos. I really appreciate that, Aries. And to my regulars, a special shout out to you. Thank you so much for supporting me and for the feedback that you've given me on the readings that I've given you. But let's jump in, Aries. The tarot wanted to go second, so we're going to be using the runes for January through June of 2015, and then the tarot is going to cover July through December. I've already shuffled and cast the runes and everything in the essence of saving time, since these are already a bit longer than my normal monthly scope. So, Aries, your focus the first 6 months is going to be on removing blockages, and you may feel like you're vulnerable in some way, or that you can't move forward until you have more information. So you may be waiting on information from someone else, and it'll be different for all of you because, again, this is a general reading, but for some of you, this may have something to do with fertility, or a new business idea or a creative project that you were working on. Maybe you're just dealing with a block in that area, and it may not be flowing as well as it usually is. And this is a temporary energy, if that's the case. I mean, I do feel like you have a lot of creativity that will be available to you as the year progresses. But those of you who have been trying to get pregnant, you may be encountering some difficulties in the first 6 months of the year, and that may be something that you feel like maybe you're just, or maybe you've been trying for a while and that you're now kind of losing your energy, losing your drive to keep trying or keep investigating or keep going to the doctor and getting tests run to find out what the problem is, or to try new ways of getting the plumbing going. But like I said, I do think this is temporary. I think you'll get your mojo back. You'll get your juice back. Some of you may feel that your intuition has been wrong or blocked about something. Maybe something that you thought was going to happen in 2014, or something that was going to go, maybe you thought something was going to go down a certain way in 2014 and it didn't. And now I don't know, a lot of this seems to be internal, Aries. There's self-doubt going on, or, your mind is, I feel like a lot of this is in your head, not that you maybe aren't being blocked by other people or external forces, but I don't feel like it's being done maliciously, if that makes sense, for most of you. For some of you, certainly, it depends on who you're dealing with, but yeah, I don't feel like it's being done maliciously. It's just kind of a stuck area that you're going through. And it's one area of life. It's not all of them, but there may be this one that, sometimes when we have a blockage in one area, it can kind of, it takes all of our focus, and it can be difficult to look at anything else. We can have a lot of good going on, but then there's this one bad thing, and oh, well, who cares about all this nice stuff? I am going to focus on this. For some of you, there may be a female that you're dealing with, a female energy. If this isn't your own intuition that feels blocked, it could be a female that's been causing trouble in your life or wreaking havoc. You know, you may feel vulnerable to her in some way, or maybe she has, maybe she's taken your new beginning, or maybe she's stolen an idea from you, or in some cases, maybe this is someone who got pregnant before you and she knew that you were trying to get pregnant and you feel like maybe she did this just despite you. And Aries, I think this is coming into play where, you know, in most cases, this person just happened to be trying at the same time as you and were successful before you. Does not mean that you are not going to be, or that this person is better than you, or they have something over on you. You know, divine timing, particularly with births, is very much in play. So if you were supposed to have a child, never fear, Aries, you will. Let's move along and see what other information we can get. My initial impression from this spread in general is that you may be concerned about your health at some point this year, Aries, or someone, you know, connected to you. Mother and father, a sister, your mate, your boyfriend, your husband, your girlfriend, your wife. But I mean, there may be someone who just, you know, you're concerned about their health. And there may be somebody that's been hiding a health problem from you, Aries, and it may come out. Maybe that's what this is. Maybe, you know, you feel like, oh my God, why were you hiding this from me? Or maybe this other woman knew about it and was hiding it from everyone. This other family member knew about it and was hiding it. And, you know, so there could be something coming out about that. Another way this can work is that there may be some conflict centered around a partnership. Now, Aries, this may be you. Maybe people don't like somebody that you are dating or married to. Maybe they don't like your mate. Maybe some things come out about your mate that people don't like. With this rune, this is the rune of nasty secrets coming out. Something that someone was trying very hard to hide comes out into the open. And Aries, for you, some of this may even be a surprise to you. So if you meet someone new, if you're watching this in 2014 still, and you're meeting someone new there at the tail end of 2014, and this is probably futile telling a fire sign, but take it slow. Because you know, it's very possible that when it comes to emotional partnerships, somebody may be hiding something that's rather, that you would not be comfortable being with them if you knew about this. So, Aries, just keep that in mind with someone new coming in. If you've been married for a while, I mean, it could be that something comes out that kind of shakes the foundation of a partnership in early 2015, Aries. And I feel like you know a little bit about this, but you don't know all of it, but you will. Particularly by June of 2015. And yeah, I feel like this may cause conflict among family members, you know, maybe it's because it does seem shocking. So we'll see if we can get more information as we go through here. But you are going to be getting good advice from someone. You are going to be, some of you may be taking classes, going back to school in 2015. So for a lot of you, that's going to take your you know, some of your focus off of this. And I feel like that's as this energy moves out. Any of you who have job interviews the first 6 months, if you're looking for a new opportunity, you know, you will sail through that. Tests and certifications, as long as you apply yourself, will go well, Aries. So, you know, and maybe this is a new start that you were waiting on. Maybe this is, you know, those of you who are waiting to hear word, got emails from, or hear back from someone, if that's why you couldn't start a new project or start a new gig or move forward in some way, you will be getting that message. You will be getting that need, and I feel like it's a green light for most of you. So that'll kind of remove a lot of these blockages. You know, some of you may be getting legal advice, and I feel like this will be good advice. So, you know, because with this rune coming up, with Ansu's coming up in the upright, that means that this is beneficial news. It's definitely, this person knows what they're talking about. You can trust their expertise and experience. And you know, Aries, go to someone that you trust for advice. If you need someone unbiased, then go to someone who would be unbiased. You know, you can certainly talk to me or someone like me, or a lawyer if you do need legal advice, or a doctor, whatever the issue may be. You know, if you've been seeing a certain fertility doctor, going back to the pregnancy issue, and you know, it hasn't been working out, try a different one. Don't be afraid to get second opinions. What has to be accepted the first 6 months? You may be spending a lot of money the first 6 months. So, you know, if you do seek legal advice, obviously that's going to cost some money. But yeah, there may be some sort of money loss. Aries, you may be losing a source of income. You may be losing something, but you're gonna be okay. And a lot of it just has to do with your attitude, and you know, you're gonna overcome this. You're gonna figure out a way to do this. It's gonna involve maybe putting yourself out there in a certain way. Aries, using your leadership abilities in whatever area that you excel career-wise. You're really gonna start to take steps, and that, I think that goes back to this, maybe some of you going back to school or furthering your knowledge. You're going to kind of maybe complete anything that you need to complete to become a master in your field. So if you haven't done that up to this point, if you're not in school, or you never finished, maybe you went for a while and you never finished, I think you're going to be thinking about how you can complete your degree, or get the expertise in whatever it is that you really want to do, what you know you were put here to do, Aries. So for career, you can definitely, whatever this loss is, don't worry about it, because it's trying to point you in the right direction. This wasn't what you were supposed to be doing anyway, or you know, wherever this income was coming from wasn't for you anyway. You know, it served its time. It's done. It's time for you to move forward. And summer's going to be a good time for you to find new opportunities, to you know, look into going back to school, maybe start in the fall of 2015 and get that completed. You have a lot of protection around you. So as crazy as it may seem, Aries, all of this stuff is coming to light, even this, you know, challenging stuff regarding people around you. Is coming to light for your benefit. It's coming to light for your protection. It's coming to light to push you through the right door. Not that you haven't been in the right place. This was all part of your journey. It was all part of your learning, your experience while you're here. But it's time to move forward and go through a door that maybe you've always been a little bit afraid to walk through. It's almost like it's always been there. It's kind of like this door has always been there, and you keep walking past it and you kind of look in, and every time you pass it you look in and see if you can't see a little bit more, and maybe sometimes you can see a few more details. And you're just like, oh, okay, I know, but it's a door that will always be there, and it's one that you've known that will always be there. But I feel like the first 6 months of 2015, Aries, you're finally gonna have the mojo to walk through it. And I mean, you guys are really courageous. So it tells me that this must be something pretty big, with the power to change your life. And with this rune next to it, I mean, this is Thor's hammer. I mean, you are protected. There's also the, you know, fortunate circumstances. You'll be in the right place at the right time to get signs to know that now's the time to walk through that doorway. And you'll know your moment. But, you know, and it'll be different for all of you again, because there are so many of you watching. But at some point during, you know, for most of you, the most 6 months of 2015, these energies can blend. For some of you, this may happen in the second part, and vice versa with what we're going to get into over here. At some point in 2015, you're going to walk through that door you've been eyeing, Aries, and a little bit leery of. Just because you know it's going to change your life, but it's going to change your life for the better. It's part of your destiny. It's part of what you're here to do, whatever this is. And it'll be different for all of you, because we're all snowflakes. But we all have a different journey. We all have a different, and while you share a sun sign with everybody watching this, you know, you don't all have the same exact spiritual journey. So let's move on into the second half of 2015 and see if we can get more details about what this doorway may be. For some of you, it's going to have to do with relationship. For others of you, it's going to have to do with power. How do you use power? Do you wield it like a tyrant? Or do you use it fairly? Are you dealing with people who use power as a tyrant? Who wield it as a weapon? How do you use your words? Are you using your words? Are you expressing yourself? Are you expressing yourself fairly? Are other people expressing themselves fairly? But the focus at the beginning of this second period, I should say, July through December, you're going to be thinking about partnership. And I got a Queen of Swords in reverse coming up and a Queen of Pentacles in reverse coming up. So the Queen of Swords is normally an air sign, Libra, Aquarius, or Gemini. And the Queen of Pentacles is normally an earth sign, Capricorn, Taurus, or Virgo. Now in the reverse, the Queen of Swords is somebody who can be very, she can be kind of shrewish. If you've ever seen The Taming of the Shrew by Shakespeare or read it, she's Katerina in that. You know, I mean, she says whatever is on her mind. She may say it in anger. She doesn't think before she speaks, and she can use her words as swords. So this may be somebody who tells you some news regarding a partnership that hurts you. Now, it may be your partnership, but it doesn't have to be. Or maybe this is, you know, somebody who's talking about your mate, because again, we had that come up in the first part of the year. Somebody says something about, you know, your husband, your boyfriend, your girlfriend, your wife, and it just, you know, it's hurtful. You know, and you feel like it's, but it's almost like your hands are tied as far as how you can respond. You can't. Either maybe you don't have all the information. So maybe this is a rumor. Somebody's spreading a rumor. You don't know if it's true. You know, so your hands are tied as far as, you know, can you speak as far as defending because you don't have all the information. Now for some of you, this could be a work situation where, you know, you're hearing about a couple, but you're hearing that maybe one, you know, maybe it's your boss has cheated with someone else. But for some of you, this can be an altercation. I don't know why that would affect you that much unless you're dating somebody that you work with. But it very well could. The Queen of Pentacles is normally the money woman. She normally is the boss woman, the banker. She hands out the checks. But in the reverse, she's somebody who is very stingy with her money, very greedy. So this could be the ex-wife. Maybe she's both of these women, the ex-wife of your honey. And, you know, he or she is still having to, ex-wife or ex-husband, because these could be male or female energies, depending on who you are. So yeah, this could be the ex of your partner who is just demanding more money, who's saying hurtful things, spreading lies, you know, and they're, you know, maybe he or she is not divorced yet and they're still in court dealing with financial issues and division of property and custody stuff. The decision will be fair. So that I can tell you, in most cases, it will be fair, because it does seem in this, it's going to be obvious who is at fault. But Aries, I think most of you may feel that it's not fair for whatever reason. So, because you know, with the Ten of Cups in reverse, it means, you know, the decision comes and there's really no cause for celebration. For a lot of you, this may come in the time of Libra. So this may come in late September or early October that you're dealing with these issues. Or, you know, if it started earlier in the year, it may be finally a decision made at the time of Libra. Now, this doesn't have to be legal justice. This can just be karma, karmic justice. It's definitely at play here. So, and again, it is a situation where what goes around comes around. So whoever deserves is going to be served. I just made that up, I think. I might have heard it somewhere else. And if somebody wasn't honest, if somebody, you know, hasn't been on, whoever has been lying, and in this situation, it does seem like, at least your perception, Aries, is that these women are lying, or this one woman, if they're both, this is two sides to that, to her personality. But you know, our opinions of people are colored by the side of the story that we're getting. You have to remember that. So, you know, if they are not correct, then the decision will be in your favor. But it just may be this is taking up a lot of your time. For some of you, this may be an issue with coworkers, stuff you're taking up again, but it seems to center around a couple or a partnership of some sort, an emotional partnership. Let's see what else we can find out here. I do feel like there's someone that you know, it's coming up as the Queen of Cups. This is normally water sign, Pisces, Scorpio, or Cancer, who in the midst of all these people behaving badly is going to be, you know, the voice of reason. So this could be somebody in the family who is just, you know, maybe she always kind of is the mediator. Maybe, you know, for some of you Aries, maybe you are going to be calling on your more temperate qualities and mediating a situation. You know, and trying to turn a negative situation around. It may be that you just need to admit somebody's horrible behavior. And this can be hard if it was your mate. Maybe, because again, we've got secrets coming out that even you weren't aware of, Aries. And it may be, you know, just make sure that if you've got proof and evidence, don't stay in denial of who someone is, no matter how long or what they've been showing you they are. Because I feel like this person has been wearing a disguise with the Emperor in reverse. Again, it's somebody using power for power's sake, and tending to rule with an iron fist. So for some of you, this could be your father. And there could be some issues going on in the family caused by him, and him just not approving of someone's marriage, not approving of someone's partnership. It may be yours. But I do feel like in that case, Aries, the Queen of Cups is going to come in and kind of talk some sense into someone. So this may be your sister, maybe your mom, some of you, who's going to be able to kind of calm the ruffled feathers of, of the Emperor here. And for some of you, you know, you may have children involved that is adding weight to this. So, yeah, there may be some kind of custody stuff going on here. So this may be your stepchildren if this, you know, if this is your ex, your person's ex. That's what I feel like for most of you it is. It's somebody from their past. Because neither this Queen of Pentacles nor this Queen of Swords is you. But there may be a child involved in this. And they're being negatively affected. And I feel like that's what the Queen of Cups is going to... And that would make sense because the Queen of Cups normally is a mother. She's a very maternal, nurturing sort of woman. So if she sees a child who is suffering or a child who is who has been hurt, you know, that she's going to speak up for them. And that's just going to... you know, get her to, it's going to motivate her to speak her mind. But I feel like she'll do it in a very calm way. But yeah, there may be something around children involved with this, and more than one being affected by this or have been affected by this situation. And, you know, you will find out more about that as it unfolds. Help that's going to be available to you. You're finally going to see the truth. Because I got the Queen of Rods, and that's you, Aries. Queen of Rods is an Aries, a Leo, or a Sagittarius, because I'm reading for you. I do believe this is you. Coming up next to the reunion or celebration, but it's coming up next to these two cards, the King of Cups in reverse and the Ace of Swords in reverse. So this is somebody who is avoiding the truth, hiding the truth. He's a dishonest man. So I see you, and with you coming up next to this, and it may be with the help of a fellow fire sign female or male. Again, these energies are interchangeable, but you will be reconciled to this. You will find out the truth and move on. You'll find out the truth, accept it, and move on. And this is going to affect a reunion maybe with some people that you haven't really seen or talked with. Also going to be some kind of reconciliation emotionally with yourself. I just came in. I don't really know what that means. It's almost like something has been broken by this person. Something about your emotional well-being has been broken by this person. And, you know, it does not have to be a romantic relationship. This does not have to be a partner. I feel like for most of you, that's who this is, but it does not have to be. This could be a father, a brother, somebody who has lied to you. Whoever it is somebody who has deceived you. But they've broken your trust. They've broken your emotions in some way. And you're going to be reconciled with your emotional self after you kind of see the truth here. And it's going to feel good. I mean, it's a thing to celebrate. You're going to be happy to be away from this person or rid of this situation, or just able to face it and deal with it. What can't be changed? You're going to need a lot of strength during 2015, Aries, but I mean, you know, what's new? You always have that. You're going to be really focused on work in the second part of the year. So yes, you have all this stuff going on, but again, this is kind of a carryover. I feel like this starts earlier in the year, and this is just maybe the residual carrying over of that. But, you know, I feel like you're going to get news, a new opportunity that, you know, there's a new opportunity to make more money. And this may be replacing this other source of income that is now gone. But with the Eight of Pentacles, you know, you may be teaching a class, you may be teaching something that you are well versed in. And, you know, you do have the tenacity to, you know, win out over this. So money's going to be okay, even though you may be worried in the first part of the year, Aries. There's something new that comes in that replaces anything that may, you know, you leave your life in the first part of the year. And anything that leaves, let it go, because it's time. Otherwise, it wouldn't be leaving. That can be difficult. It's definitely easier said than done. But when you're in this new situation, you're going to see that. And I think you're going to be kind of glad to see it go because you're tired of it. Or maybe it wasn't much income anyway, so it's not going to be difficult to replace. And I feel like you'll replace that and then some. But yeah, this comes as a new idea, and it may be somebody else who gives you the idea, a Knight of Swords. So this is an air sign, Libra, Aquarius, or Gemini. And he's the impetus for a new idea. And this may marry two very different skills that you have. Or maybe you're using two very different skills that you have to generate income. Now, towards the end of the year, let's see what we've got here. New beginnings at the end of the year, Aries. You end the year a lot more positively than you started. This blocked energy is no longer blocked, and you're really flying free. You've got all kinds of creative ideas going on. Just make sure you don't overwhelm yourself. I feel like you're going to be really excited. And again, you kind of rush in. You take on things. You'll agree to things without really thinking it through. So make sure you're going to have enough time to do all of the things that, you know, you commit to. Because otherwise, I see you really burning the midnight oil and wearing yourself out, especially towards the end of the year. Some of you may move in 2015, or you may get the chance to travel. some of you may have had to put that off for a long time. Maybe you haven't been able to travel as much as you would like, or maybe you felt like you couldn't because of financial obligations, or because of maybe this person would, you know, was possessive and wouldn't let you go anywhere, or you know, maybe they always had the car or something. But I feel like you may be traveling a lot more, especially towards the end of 2015. Some of you, this may be that you are traveling farther for one of your new job opportunities, but I mean, it's going to be fine once you get used to it. You know, I do feel like this is something you may be nervous about. So it may be that you have to drive in an area that you're not familiar with, or maybe it's not the safest neighborhood that you have to drive through, but it's going to be all right. I feel like if that's the case, you'll find an alternate route. Somebody will tell you, oh, don't go that way. It's quicker this way anyway. Somebody will give you an alternate route. But the end of the year, yeah, there's going to be cause for celebration. I mean, and I think through your job, I mean, it could be that someone from your past that you used to work with, maybe even an ex-boss, is one of these job opportunities that's available to you. The King of Pentacles is the money man. He's the boss man, the banker. Capricorn, Taurus, or Virgo generally. Very practical. Very good at what he does. Very conscientious with his money. And he can take money and turn it into other things. This may be somebody that you meet at an event or through one of your jobs. Because again, I feel like you're going to have 2 or 3 jobs. You know, or maybe you have 2 jobs and a creative project brewing at the end of the year. This may be someone that you meet, and you single Aries, this could be somebody new. And for those of you that this was a love relationship that you've kind of gotten out of, or a couple, a partnership, you know, there may be somebody new on the scene before the end of the year. So, and he can offer you, he's coming up in the upright, he's not coming up in the reverse. So he is somebody who is very honest. He could offer you stability. He's very financially stable. And this just may be somebody who suits you better. I do feel like there's an inkling of fire about him as well. So he may have a fire sign rising, or a fire moon, or some kind of fire influence in his chart, but which will work, of course, very well with your sun sign. So yeah, you may meet him through work or at an event, at a celebration, a wedding, over the holidays. Maybe there's a holiday party you go to. So yeah, at the end of the year, if you're invited to holiday parties for through work, definitely go, because you know, maybe you guys have seen each other around the office, but you never got a chance to talk until you had a few eggnogs at the holiday parties. So keep that in mind, Aries. What's leaving is leaving because it no longer serves you. It's making room for new stuff coming in. 2015, the first part in particular may be challenging for you, but anything that's revealed to you that gives you a bit of a shakeup is doing so that you'll, you know the truth. Now you can move forward. So that's what I see, Aries. Good luck with 2015. Happy New Year again, and I'll see you back here next month.